Good morning, everyone. This is David with Bolivar Live. Well, I tell you what, we've got a lot we're going to talk about this morning. A lot of changes have been made, and a lot of changes happened yesterday. And so stay with us. We've got probably a long show on this one, and then we're going to be back and forth today throughout the show, throughout the day, letting you know exactly what's happening down here on Bolivar and what Beryl's doing, because it made a big jump yesterday, about 250, 300 miles. And so we're going to see some changes around here, probably Sunday, uh, midday, mid morning, late morning. We'll start getting maybe a few showers, but let's first take a look at the National Hurricane Center map. And I am not a weather person. I'm strictly doing this to give you an easy way to get the information and let you see how I get my information. I'm not a weather person. Please refer back to the National Hurricane Center or listen to Galveston County Office of Emergency Management. I imagine today they're going to put out some more information. But, yesterday morning about this time, it was showing down Brownsville to Baffin Bay, Corpus area. I think more down Port Mansfield, if I remember right. And we're also going to be looking at the GFS and the European model and let you see how it's moved. And so right now, we've got this on the full forecast, and I'm going to knock it down to 3 days real quick to make it easier. Right now, there's a hurricane watch from Brownsville actually into Mexico a little bit, and this is the 4 o'clock update. There'll be another update at 7 o'clock, 11 o'clock, I think, or 10 o'clock. And so we'll keep you updated. In fact, I've got a folder of just about all of them since last Sunday because, like I said yesterday morning, we've been watching this since last Sunday. And so I'm going to see, hopefully it's coming on. You can watch us here. You can watch us YouTube. You can watch us on any of our social media channels, Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV. But right now, it's jumped from Port Mansfield, looks like all the way up to around Port Lavaca, Matagorda Bay area. And so we're going to look at the maps. The hurricane watch goes all the way to San Luis Pass, though. The surge map, and we're going to look at that in a little bit, goes all the way to High Island, and actually past High Island, I think, a little bit, but we'll look at that. So anyway, this is the map. This is as of 4 o'clock this morning, what was going on. And like I said, we're keeping up with this. We're going to keep you updated and let you know exactly what's going on. And so I'm fixing to switch over to the GFS map. Bear with me because I'm one person doing it all. We're going to go over, and this is the GFS map. This is one of the many models, and I'm going to run it through manually and show you exactly where it's predicting it's coming in. And from what I can see, it's probably around the Rockport, Aransas Pass area. That coastal bend area. And that's showing at 12Z, and I don't have my conversion chart here. But anyway, you can see we are going to get a little bit of wind. In fact, when I was looking at the wind models, 35 to 45 mile an hour winds is what I'm seeing on the charts, and could be as high as 60. I'm sure we'll have some gusts here. But this is the GFS model. And so let's get over to the European model now. And that's the same time span. It goes in a little bit higher up. In fact, there's about a 60-mile difference, 50-mile difference roughly between what the GFS and the European model's showing. And these are the two main ones that I look at. There's a Canadian and a couple others that we'll look at. But these are the two models that, talking to Eric, have the most, to me, have the most, a lot of times they're off, but then they come back together closer to the store. In fact, yesterday, I think it was the GFS is the first one that jumped up the coast. And then, and Eric had been talking about it moving up a little bit here and there. And so, anyway, but this is the models. And now I'm going to go over to the wind, the surface wind, so that you can see real quick on what that looks like. And this is the wind speed on the European model. And I don't know if you can see it where Galveston is, 30 mile an hour there, 29, getting up to 34, 36. And like I said, this isn't the only thing you need to look at. You need to really listen to the National Hurricane Center because they take everything into consideration. 38 mile an hour there. And let's get over to the GFS because there was a little difference there. And then we'll talk about rain. GFS shows about 29, 28, 29, 30 mile an hour, somewhere in there. And it all depends on where this thing goes in at. I can tell you one thing. We're going to be here. We're going to keep you informed and let you know what's going on exactly here on Bolivar Peninsula so that you know. Let's get over, what else do I have? Oh, I want to look at the rainfall potential here. Let me pull this up and get it set so that you can see the rainfall. That's really what caught my attention. I don't think it's going to be a Harvey set, but they do have a lot of rain coming up. Now, this is back on the National Hurricane Center, and you can find all this. If you go to the National Hurricane Center in Beryl, you can see the rainfall told us, the flash flood potential, the storm inundation, peak surge, and we're going to look at that real quick here in a minute. But this is the total amounts, and they're saying 5 to 10 inches. Some areas could get up to 15 depending on where the training effect happens. And so, and this thing's going to hit land and then go back to the north, probably up through between San Antonio and Houston. It actually looks like the majority of the rain there. And so let's look at the surge now because that's a big thing for us here because Bolivar is more or less a barrier island. And so surge forecast goes from the mouth of the Rio Grande all the way up through High Island. And you can see the Corpus 3 to 5 feet, Matagorda Bay area 3 to 5 feet, beachfront. And then it gets up to Galveston, and right now they're calling 2 to 4 feet, up to 5 feet. And so I think it's, we had a little storm go through the other day, or a couple weeks ago, I should say, and we got water on Highway 87. I can tell you that, probably, don't quote me on this, but I would say Sunday evening, we're going to start seeing some splash and stuff on 87. And so if you're staying into Monday and into Tuesday, last time we had that storm that was 500 and some miles away, had a full moon, had the summer solstice. It was 500 miles away, and we had debris on Highway 87. They shut the ferry down because the tide was high. We had flooding on the bay side, and some areas lost 10 to 15 feet of dunes, but those were some big dunes. 2 to 4 feet, we're going to see the same thing. I think we're going to have, at some point, you really shouldn't drive and won't want to drive down Highway 87 to leave here. And I would be safe to say that at some point they may shut the ferry down between the wind and the tide. And so, now's the time if you're staying. if you're in a trailer, you really need to think about it. I'm always one that says be safe. I've been in the trailer. I was in a trailer when Ike hit, and the one 2 weeks before Ike. I stayed in the trailer here. The one 2 weeks before Ike, I left with the trailer, but I can tell you it's not pretty. And for the safety of you and your family, now's the time to start thinking about what you're going to do if you are here in the trailer. And we're going to keep you updated if this thing jumps to the north, jumps to the south, or anything changes. They're showing it to hit right now at about 90 mile an hour down around the Matagorda Bay area. And so we are going to have some tide surge. And I'm going to get back to the warning map here real quick so that you can see it. And wind probabilities, let's look at that real quick and see what that is. There's the wind probabilities. I'm adjusting these maps as I go. This is at 1 o'clock, the 6th through 1 o'clock through July 11th. And so sort of shows you if it's hitting that Matagorda Bay area, what the wind's going to be like. The tropical storm force wind probabilities. And like I said, you can see all this on the National Hurricane Center. And I look at that 400 times a day just to see if anything's changed. I look at the GFS, I look at the European, but when it comes to it, I listen to the authorities on it. And so I know Galveston County has a meeting, phone conference, 10 or 10:30 this morning, and then at the state level, and we'll get information from them, and then we'll get information on the state when they do the state call. As of yesterday's state call at noon, they were still sending people down to the Corpus area, but I think that'll change a little bit with what's going on here. I know that Brazoria County has already called for a voluntary evacuation. They did that last night. In fact, let me look and see if I can see what time it was because I took a screenshot of it. I don't know what time it was, but probably about 10 o'clock last night, maybe. They came out with a 9:30 voluntary evacuation, and I'll read just in Matagorda County emergency officials have issued a voluntary evacuation order due to Hurricane Beryl, and so that's a real low. They get a lot of campers down there, a lot of vacationers, just like us in Galveston, and so. But anyway, there's the that was the map that we were looking at, the wind, and like I said, it's gonna happen. We're gonna get some surge from the storm, and so just be prepared. In fact, when I filled up with gas this morning, about 4 o'clock, I got up at 2 and started running the models. As soon as the 4 o'clock came out, I looked at it and headed up here to the office and stopped and got gas, and someone was already filling up some gas cans. And we'll keep you updated on what the plans are for the big store. Keith's always been real good about keeping the big store open so that you can get supplies and stuff. They've got a generator on it. And so, I'm gonna plan on Highway 87 flooding. This is my opinion. I'm gonna plan on right now, if nothing changes, I will be here. We'll keep you posted. We'll be doing some live feeds out on Bolivar from the beachfront from Highway 87, keeping you updated on what's going on. We've got Coastal One. In fact, we've been using it. The background was actually from July 4th during the day flying the beachfront. But we've got Coastal One. If the winds aren't too bad, we can put her up in the air and and we'll let you know what's happening on the bay side and the beach side for this. But I can tell you, plan on Highway 87 getting water over it at some time. Plan on, the ferry maybe closing down if the tide's too high, and I'm going to run a model on the tides to see when we're at high tide on the beach front. I've got to look that back up. And so we're going to be busy today. All the cameras, as long as we have power, all the cameras on the beachfront will be up. We will probably be pulling the ads off them at some point today, just because a lot of the weather channels use them and news stations use them, and they can't have, but we get some publicity for it, advertising out of it, and so it's worth it. All the advertisers know that we pull the ads down for storms like this. We'll also time lapse probably the beachfront so that we can see stuff, what's going on there, and we'll keep you updated on what's going on here on Bolivar. So anyway, we're a little early this morning, but we've got a lot going on, and so I wanted to get this out and let you know. We really hadn't talked about it until yesterday morning, just because there's no use of talking about it when it's a week away. You know, a lot of it was on the news, so people were getting informed on it, but I felt like we didn't need to talk about it until we really knew something. And so we mentioned it yesterday, and we're going to start giving you full coverage on it, what's happening, any reports we get, any updates from the county and the state. We'll let you know here either through a live feed or a banner that we post up, and we'll keep you informed. I've already talked to TxDOT. They do have equipment staged in High Island. Danny has been in contact with me, and so they do have equipment staged in High Island, and he was going to let me know what their plans were if we got debris on the road on getting it cleaned off, and we'll let you know on that too. We'll usually go down there and do some live feeds on what's going on down there. So anyway, for Hurricane Beryl, it now is in the Gulf of Mexico. 4 a.m. It came off the Yucatan last night late and is out in the Gulf. Right now they're showing it about 1 p.m. Monday, making landfall, give or take a little bit. But today I think there's going to be some consolidation and really honing in on it today because it's out in the Gulf. They can see what's going on. They can run the models and see where the high pressure is and what it's going to do to it, where that front's coming down, and get us some more information. And so we'll keep you posted. So anyway, we're going to head on out. Thanks to everyone that's been down here for July 4th, 2024, and everything that y'all do. We had a great crowd down here. We enjoyed seeing everyone. It was a great time down here. I had a good time. So anyway, Bolivar was found yesterday, and so we don't have a hunt for Bolivar clue this morning. So it'll start back Tuesday, just as planned. And if the storm, we may postpone it a day, but our plans are to start back another hunt on Tuesday. So anyway, we're going to head on out. Hope you enjoyed the show. Until next time, I'm David with Bolivar Live. Y'all be safe and listen to the National Hurricane Center and Galveston County. We'll keep you informed on what they say and what we're seeing here on Bolivar. Until next time, y'all have a great day, great week. Come see us. God bless, and bye-bye.